Welcome to the thefogvlog.
Hello everybody and welcome to Easy Does It by the Fog Vlog. I'm Liam, also otherwise known as Sherlock Holmes, and I'm going to talk about my flavour notes for Molinberry Indulge. Now this flavour was provided to me by Molinberry for the purposes of review. So big shout out to Marcelina for sending those to the Fog Vlog for us guys to test them. However, even though this was provided to me, this is going to be a completely unbiased review with my complete findings from testing over the course of a month. Now, I had a look on all the flavours for Indulge, and it's only been used in one recipe so far at 6%. Now, on ELR, it's been used in a lot more recipes, 91 in total. However, out of those 91, only 3 of those are public. Now, the median usage on ELR is 4%. So a little bit of a difference there, but as the Indulge is part of Molinberry's one-shot range, to jump to a conclusion, the 6% on all the flavours might have possibly been used as a standalone flavour, which is what the M line is designed to be. Whereas on ELR, it's a combination of standalone flavours and also used in recipes, which you can do with a lot of the Molinberry M line range. You can use them as a standalone, as they're intended, or add them into recipes just to give a nice little interesting accent or little interesting background notes, or even use them as a base to build your own mix from. Now, Molinberry described this as a masterpiece blend of gold caramel and custard vanilla. Now, I tested this at 4%, as I said, over the course of 28 days, and off a shake and vape, what I found was that raspberry is quite forward. It's slightly tart, a little juicy, pretty realistic. This is then followed by a very light caramel and more of a cream note, not the custard note that I was expecting. And that raspberry was a little bit of a surprise as well, as it's not actually in the description on the Molinberry site. Now, after 7 days, the cream actually started picking up in taste and started thickening up, started developing a light egg-like note that I'd actually expect from an egg custard. This isn't a very thick egg custard, this is more of a medium sort of mouthfeel. The raspberry remains forward, so that's one of the first things I tasted. It's still slightly tart, juicy and realistic. This overall has actually picked up in strength a little bit. It's not as light as it was on a shake and vape. And after the 7 days, I found that it didn't really change that much, or not that I actually picked up. Now, as I said, this is very raspberry forward. Once it's steeped, this is then followed by a nice sweet and sticky caramel. It's got that sticky mouth feel. Kind of reminds me of the Molinberry melty caramel. As the background notes, then you get that medium thick, slightly eggy custard that's topped off by a lightly spicy vanilla. The vanilla isn't as bright as, say, a vanilla essence, but it's not quite as dark as putting a lot of vanilla beans into your custard. It's somewhere in between those two. It's not distracting, and it's not a very heavy vanilla. Overall, this is actually quite a pleasant vape on its own. I tested at 4%. Now I think you can go from 0.5% as an accent right the way up to 6% as a standalone flavour. Now I believe as an accent flavour, because that raspberry is very forward, dropping it right down to 0.5%, you would get mainly that raspberry with maybe some of that custard might actually bleed through a little bit, but I think it would be mainly the raspberry. So you should be able to use this in a raspberry mix to add a little body to other raspberries that feel a little bit two-dimensional. Now, pushing it right the way up to 4% in a recipe would actually put it at the forefront of your recipe, so you'd be able to use this then as a base flavour to build off. Now, with this, because of that custard, all sorts of creams would actually work with this to boost those custard up. For example, TFA Bavarian cream, Flavor West Bavarian cream, because of the caramel notes that are in the background of those two flavours. That would work wonderfully with this, because it would help build that caramel up a little bit as well in the indulgence. They play quite nicely together. FA Vienna cream used low could also work very well to take it from a medium thick custard up to giving it a nice thick mouthfeel. The same for Flavora vanilla pudding. That would also add a nice thick mouthfeel to this as well. You could use it with other custards such as FA Premium, or even Capella Vanilla Custard version 1 if used low enough. Other vanillas, ice creams. So think of your more cream focused mixes for this flavour. And that concludes my notes. If you have any comments on this video, or you've got any recipes that you've tried with this, or any thoughts on this, pop them down into the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching. Bye everybody.